The fear consumes me. I'm sick to my stomach. The despair is indescribable. And none of it makes any sense. Because there's life inside of me. Most women I know, that I'm close to, that I love, this is an exciting moment. To find out you're pregnant. It's usually filled with joy, anticipation, and you start dreaming and planning immediately. And in that moment, I'm not planning. I'm not celebrating. I'm in fear. I'm in fear, and I'm stuck in fear for a long time. Because my path in this situation is not the same. It's not like others. And I know this. But there's a little bit of hope. I hold on to it. But inevitably, my biggest fear becomes my reality. And my nightmare becomes my life. And I sit there holding my 14-week-old stillborn baby boy. My life lost purpose. And although I have 2 healthy, beautiful children, I no longer know what to do anymore. I'm in the pit. And the only way I know to get out of that pit is to sedate. And my sedation was to work. And my work was fitness. And so that's what I did. I worked out every day, multiple times a day. Because in those moments of pushing my body, I could forget. I could be normal again. I could feel alive. And one thing was interesting to me as I put myself in those situations and I worked out. There was something inside of me that was changing, and I didn't know it at the time. But I started surrounding myself with women, and there was something that happened inside of me, a strength that I felt build, and there was a connection there. And that connection some days was the only thing that got me out of bed. Because I knew that they were going to be there, and I knew that they were also going through their own struggles, just like I was. And they were doing the best that they could. And as I started to invest more and more of becoming aware of where I was in life, how I was showing up, the changes that I could feel inside of me, I started to climb out of that pit. And I started to see others and how they were stuck in their own stories. And I see these women who are beautiful and brilliant and magnificent women, strong beyond any knowledge that they currently possess. But they don't see this. They don't believe it. And they come to my class and they work and they still don't see it. And the voice inside of me kept calling to me, telling me that I have a purpose, that this happens for a purpose. All of my path, everything I had gone through up to this point in my life had led me to this moment. To show them their worth, to teach them the tools that I was using to come out of the pit. The stories that I was seeing, that I was living in for decades of my life, and how I can change those stories that they could too. So a year and a half ago, I started Iron Butterfly Fitness. Had no idea what to expect. Had no idea what I was doing. And I just kept following the voice. I kept following all that I knew that I was doing that was helping me. And I started Iron Butterfly Fitness, and I saw really quickly that these women started to change, and they started to see themselves the way I saw them, and there was a connection there. And that maybe they weren't delivering a stillborn in their bathtub like I had, and that was my pit, but they were all in their own pit. They were all experiencing their own trials, and they were stuck, and they just needed support and love. And Iron Butterfly was that connection that I could create to help them see and feel like they weren't alone. That sometimes being a mom really isn't enough, and it's okay. Sometimes we're not happy and we have a good life, but we want a better one. And I didn't know when I started Iron Butterfly Fitness, I had no idea where it was going to go. No clue. And I look back now, a year and a half later, there's over 50 women that have been through the program of my Iron Butterflies that have seen their brilliance and chosen to transform their lives. And the 90 days has all been great, and some of you guys have been through 1, 2, 3, 4 programs, and I have absolutely loved it. But there was always this problem that I couldn't figure out how to solve, and that was, so we go through 90 days, and we create all this change, and then it's like, and then what? Right? Like, what do I do now? I don't need 90 days of intense Danielle, but now what? And that was something, it has been something for a year now that I've struggled so hard to figure out how to solve this problem. And because I didn't want anyone to get lost, and I don't want anyone to fall back into their own patterns. So I'm super excited because we have a membership site that I've put together, and I'm going to launch it, and you guys are going to have access to the butterfly effect, releasing the rage, the power focus, all these tools that we've used for the last year and a half in our lives to create change. And the connection where when someone's having a really bad day and they're stuck in their pit, there's a network of women who are there to love and support. So no one ever feels alone, ever. And we're all striving in one direction, loving and encouraging and embracing and lifting together as a unity, as a sisterhood, to be Iron Butterflies the rest of our lives. I am so excited. All of this is ready to launch right now. So all you have to do, your next step, click the button below. It's going to give you all the information that you need to get everything, access to everything. So your next step, all you got to do, click the button below.